Hey, what's up guys? My Big Thing 2010 back again with another video, and today I'm going to bring some stupidity your way. The other day I went to the range and I cracked off a couple boxes of this. It is Tulammo, Tula, Brass Max 9mm. And it was in my Glock 19, which was mint. Okay, I even broke down the slide, cleaned out the striker channel, cleaned the striker. I mean, the whole gun was mint, and you know, I had the top part of the frame wiped down pretty nice. Not perfect white glove, but it was wiped down pretty good. I try to do my best. It's a Glock. I mean, I could throw this thing in a mud puddle and it'll work. But anyway, the whole slide was completely cleaned. I mean, detail stripped and cleaned. And I went out to the range and cracked off a couple boxes of that Brass Max. Okay, guys. Shooting Brass Max. And this Glock is mint clean, so we'll see how dirty it really is. So I got a comment on a video I did a long time ago about I think it was like Common Man SHTF preps on the cheap or something like that, and this was the comment. Yo, that's good advice, bro, but that Tula ammo is dirty. It's gonna make you clean your gun more often. Huh? What? What are you talking about? Yeah, so that's exactly the reaction that I had when I read that comment. Now, I don't care what you're shooting, guys. If you're shooting anything that has gunpowder in it, I know there's all different types of powders and they leave different residues. But what I'm saying is, I don't care what you're shooting. You're creating an explosion every time you pull the trigger, so you're going to have something to clean up. Whether the type of ammo that you're using is going to force you to clean your gun more often, I don't really buy it, guys. Stay tuned, find out why. I had somebody say that, you know, tool is dirty and it makes you clean your gun more often, blah, blah, blah. And for one, all ammo is dirty. All right, it doesn't matter what it is. You're creating an explosion every time you pull the trigger. So you need to expect some sort of carbon deposits. For two, I've never run into an ammo that makes me clean my gun more often, because every time I use my weapon, I clean it. And to me, it doesn't really make sense to say, oh, the ammo's dirty and it makes you clean your gun more often. Even with black powder, the dirtiest stuff you can shoot, it doesn't make you clean your gun more often if you take care of your gun the way you should. So, in my opinion, it's kind of a stupid statement that flies around the firearm community a lot. And today, like I said, this thing was mint clean, and I put 100 rounds of this through it, and it's Tula Brass Max, Tulammo, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to go ahead and disassemble this on camera, and we're going to run some patches through and clean up the slide, and then I'm pretty much going to give it the white glove treatment again, and we're going to be doing frog lube to the Glock today. So hang in there with me, and I'm going to be doing it all on camera, so if some of the cleaning gets boring and you want to fast forward through, go right ahead, but I just don't want anybody calling bullshit on me. So I'm going to do it all right in front of the camera right now. First thing you want to do is go ahead and drop the magazine and get rid of the round in the chamber, okay? For you new shooters, just because you take this out doesn't mean that the firearm is empty and is safe. Always visually and physically inspect the chamber and make sure there is no magazine and no ammo present. In fact, after you do this, go ahead and take this and get it completely off of the table that you're cleaning on. You should have no ammunition present when you're working on your firearm. So anyway, completely safety checked and clean. Drop the slide, pull the trigger in a safe direction, and go ahead and take down. Okay, we're going to set this aside for right now. I'll give you a quick view of it, and you can see it's still pretty shiny. I mean, there's a little bit of crud on there, but it's not black powder. I mean, the way it was presented to me, you know, oh, it makes your gun filthy and you're going to have to clean your gun every 20 rounds. It's just ridiculous. But go ahead and take the spring out, pop your barrel out. Okay, so that's pretty much, that's your field strip. And I know that people are probably going to give me a lot of crap in the comments about this, but I've been doing this for years, and I've never had a problem with it as long as you pay attention and you don't leave anything behind. These are my favorite things to get into nooks and crannies with. And honestly, people will ream you for using Q-tips to clean your firearms, but if you walk into a store and the cleaning supplies, and a lot of gun shops nowadays will have a Q-tip on a wooden stick, and they sell them in a bag, and they're specifically for cleaning your firearms. So I'm not going to buy Q-tips on wooden sticks when I have these that I stick in my ears. So first thing I'm going to do, I got some hoppies. This stuff's great. Smells like circus peanuts. But I'm going to go ahead and take a wet patch and just go ahead and shove it through the barrel a couple times. Make sure I get that barrel all nice and wet. And what you're looking at, I shouldn't tell you guys that post office is probably going to be pissed, but this is just a priority mail express box. These are free at the post office, and they're the best little platform to go ahead and get all gunked up, and then once they get too bad, you can just chuck them and replace them. So I'm going to go ahead and just get some hoppies on here. I'm not going to be too crazy with this because it's really not that dirty. You'll see that in a minute. Alright, let me get some on the ramp there. Clean that up. Now I'm just going to grab, I'll actually just use this patch again. And I'm just going to get all up in this slide. I'm going to get all up in its business. Alright. Just get everything wet. And then I'm going to walk away and let hoppies do its job for a little while. Get in all those grooves real good. Be careful up here, guys. You don't want to be dropping a bunch of solvent and grease and lubricants and stuff in your firing pin channel. And if you do, you're going to want to remove the plate and wipe all that down and reinstall everything as dry as possible. I have another video on that on my channel. You can go search for that. It's called Glock Slide Disassembly. And it'll show you how to detail strip your Glock and how easy it is. But you're just going to want to be careful not to get a bunch of crap in there, because you want that firing pin channel as dry as possible. And I'm going to get some hoppies in here. Alright, and you see I've used one patch and one Q-tip. And it's not even that bad. I mean, you could see the stuff that I just pulled off. I'm just going to wipe the barrel down and wipe the crown. I'll wipe all this real quick. And you see I'm using my front finger for everything there. Now look. Now, if that's dirty ammo, then I don't know what the hell clean quote-unquote ammo is. That's not bad in my opinion, guys. So really don't know why everybody gets all up in arms over Tula, or I mean, some Tula is dirty, but I explained to the gentleman in the comments before he replied and made himself look like a caveman, that it really depends on the operation of the firearm. I mean, you could shoot .223 Tula steel case through a bolt gun say 20 rounds, and then put 20 rounds through your AR, and your AR is going to be a lot dirtier than the bolt gun, because every time you pull the trigger on your AR, it throws up on itself. So it really depends on the firearm design as to how dirty your firearm is going to get. Now, granted, there are different types of powders and whatnot, and I'm not disputing that, but specifically in question today is this filthy, filthy brass max that makes you clean your gun more often. So I figured I'd take this opportunity, since I was planning on frog lubing this firearm anyway, and just go ahead and take care of it. So I'm gonna let that soak for a couple minutes. Be right back. Okay guys, it's been soaking for about 3-4 minutes. I do want to show you one thing. Here's a clean Q-tip, okay? And when we dip it in here, it turns kind of brown. Alright, so kind of account for that for some of the color here. I know my camera kind of sucks. Alright, and I did go ahead and get that little bit of filth out of the inside here and in between here and down in here and whatnot, which I normally never really clean. I know I'm bad about that, but whatever. It's a Glock, so it can handle it. So what I'm going to do, guys, is this is, you know, my favorite thing. I don't like buying these stupid patches because they're so damn expensive. I usually have old t-shirts and old socks laying around. I just cut them up and, you know, into whatever I need. So here's a white t-shirt so we can see every bit of grime that comes off of this really dirty, dirty ammo. Just going to wipe the outside of this down real quick. Try to keep it on camera. And I'm sorry about the close-up, guys. If you watch my channel update, I know I am trying my best to get a better camera for you guys. So I'm really sorry. Alright, so that's just a quick wipe down. And yeah, nothing pretty much. Just that little bit right there and that guy right there. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe up the slide a little bit. Just wipe up the outside. Now, of course, this is going to be dirty up here. You know, it just happens. So let's clean some of that out. I'm just going to wipe this out real quick. Now, I'm not going nuts here, guys, because I got a special little trick that I'm going to do in a minute before I go frog lube on this Glock. And it's going to save me a lot of time. So I'm just trying to get... And everybody knows how good Hoppies works. So if this gun was dirty from that ammo, the Hoppies would have taken care of it. Now, I also like this little thing, guys. Just a little pick. And, you know, you can wrap it up like that and get into the grooves of your slide. I got metal ones too, but I didn't want to show any bad advice on the video here. But as you can see, that's coming out pretty damn clean too. You can get in all the little nooks and crannies with the pick. I love this thing. If you think you can find them pretty much anywhere. A lot of times they come with gun cleaning kits. Alright, so that's all dried off and wiped down, and let's take a look at our cloth. Now, and that's 100 rounds from a very clean Glock. Alright, plus that little bit of filth and that little bit of filth. Alright, so I would say that the Tula ammo is not going to make you clean your gun more often. Let me just wipe down the spring, which I never do, so that's probably from other ammo too, but you see a little bit of filth on the spring. And let me run a patch through the barrel. Dry patch through the barrel. A couple times. And let's take that patch off. And that's how dirty the barrel was after 100 rounds of this filthy, filthy ammo. So, I don't know. There you have it, guys. I mean, you can make your own assessment of how dirty shooting Tula ammo is. So we have, that's what I went through. 1 Q-tip, 2 patches, and a little bit of grime on the cloth here. Now, in my opinion, guys, that's not dirty. I have seen way worse than that. But now on to the frog lube prep.